The biggest delegate grab in primary season is underway. Voters in more than a dozen states and one territory are casting primary ballots for president and members of Congress. President Biden and former President Donald Trump are both expected to sweep states today, but former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is vowing to stay in the race. NBC News' Alice Barr is speaking with voters in Arlington, Virginia, about what's driving them to the polls.
This Super Tuesday, voters from more than a dozen states across the country casting ballots and sounding off on a likely Biden-Trump rematch. From California,
both I don't really agree with, but because of just policy-wise, I would vote for Biden.
Donald Trump, he's a little bit rough around the edges. He was objectively great for this country.
To Utah.
It's either have democracy and a guy that's too old to run it, or democracy ends. Those are your choices.
And Massachusetts.
I voted for Joe.
And why is that?
Well, because he's a decent guy, and I think he's doing a great job. I know he's an older man, but that's our choice.
Younger voters especially voicing frustrations over the candidates' ages.
Is age a factor for you?
It definitely is. I mean, especially I work in healthcare, and knowing that as you get older, your memory just naturally starts to get a little weary.
It's just hard to feel represented by someone that's so much older than us.
And a feeling they're not being heard on critical issues like U.S. support for Israel in the war in Gaza.
Do you think this is an issue that could and should cost President Biden the election?
This is a time for moral leadership, and yet I'm not seeing that.
Several voters we spoke to are considering a third-party candidate, as former President Trump's sole Republican rival Nikki Haley struggles to break through.
I'm not ready to get out yet. I'm still sitting there fighting for the people that want a voice, and they deserve that.
Voices turning to votes, with the frontrunners moving closer to locking in their party's nominations. In Arlington, Virginia, Alice Barr, NBC News.
So other top issues for voters across the country based on the NBC results: the economy, immigration, and reproductive rights.